the work that young man put in the offseason. He has raised thus far in the non-conference season both his overall field goal percentage and three-point field goal percentage by 15 percentage points each.
And McBrayer, the last 4 games, double figures in that stretch. Jordan Murphy, 8th in the Big Ten in rebounding so far, and that's what you see, a lot of youth up and down this Minnesota roster. And
McBrayer also increasing his efficiency, not just shooting the ball, but taking care of the basketball. Around 4 assists per ball game, almost a 3-to-1 assist-turnover ratio, outstanding.
And the guy jumping tonight, Reggie Lynch, the Big Ten's leading shot blocker. And the opening tap is controlled by Mason, and underway here at the Bard. First ever meeting between these two teams. This is the freshman Coffey. Mason forced down to the half-court line by Rashad Lindsay. Mason's pass deflected, and Murphy catches. Shot clock getting late. It's at 5. Extra pass. Mason open for 3.
This is a Minnesota team, Corey, that has not taken the floor in 9 days, so they're going to have to shake off a little bit of rust here early on.
What are some signs early on if that long layoff is a factor?
They haven't moved as crisply on that initial offensive setting, a little bit stagnant.
Dante Thomas not scoring much, a better passer. Could not hit off the glass, and now McBrayer on the push. Here's Coffey, left open for 3. Yeah, Coffey has not shot well, especially from the three-point line this season. Now 6 of 30 after that miss. And the Red Wolves will have it.
And what you're seeing right now is another ability of Reggie Lynch to impact the ballgame. A year ago, Corey, they would not have had the opportunity to extend the defense. There wasn't a shot-blocking presence, but Lynch has provided that.
And Reggie Lynch, 40 blocks on the season, averaging roughly 4 per game. This is C.J. Foster. Now the kick out to Carter, and we have a foul called before the shot. And they're going to get Amir Coffey with the foul. Arkansas State, coached by Grant McCaslin. 40 years old, his first year in Jonesboro. Spent the last 5 seasons as an assistant coach at Baylor.
Very successful at the junior college ranks. Very, very successful there. It's paid dividends on the recruiting front. One of their best players, Devin Sims, we'll see here in a little bit. A junior college All-American a year ago.
Ross Bruce, also a junior college transfer, number 32, starting tonight for A-State. This is Carter. Now the bounce to Bruce. Contact inside and a charge. It was Murphy on the receiving end of that shoulder hit. And it'll be on Bruce.
And what you see here, again, even though Lynch doesn't block the shot, you saw the ball handler locate Lynch coming into his line of vision. Didn't come to a good jump stop and come the other way.
Not a point yet, nearly 2 minutes in. Murphy driving, got it to go off the glass.
And that's a good sign offensively, because when Murphy struggles, Corey, it's when he settles for jump shots rather than utilize his athleticism and get to the rim.
Murphy averaging 10 points, roughly 8 rebounds per game. Arkansas State out of the Sun Belt. This is Carter for 3. Doesn't go. Murphy the rebound.
You've got to find Carter. He's their best three-point shooter, north of 40% from behind the arc on the year.
He was 0 for 6 2 nights ago as the Red Wolves lost to Alabama in Huntsville. And a whistle inside. And Reggie Lynch fouled in the interior. Richard Pitino, head coach here at Minnesota, year number 4, 62 wins so far. Off to a fantastic start, 11-1. He told us today if the Gophers win tonight, he would grade his team really an A, with an A, during the non-conference portion of their season. Tomas Bruce, by the way, the foul, he's got 2. Salif Boudjah comes in. Lynch trying to pick up the ball, and now a jump ball is going to be called. It's going to go with A-State.
Well, he got himself in trouble, Corey, by putting the ball on the floor unnecessarily on the post feed from Mason. That allowed the Red Wolves to come in there as a pack and try to dig it out, but he almost had the strength to pull it out of there. Not exactly the most fluid offensive sequence, but you saw some great upper body strength by Lynch.
Arkansas State 0 of 2 from the field so far tonight. Arkansas State played just 2 days ago, as I mentioned, losing to Alabama. Dante Thomas, the drive. Kern, a three-point specialist, and he knocks it down.
That's what he's in there for. Converts exactly half of his three-point offerings on the year for the Red Wolves.
He's not feeling well. Just a couple weeks ago, kind of sluggish for a 3-game span, but back healthy, and he knocks down the 3 as Lynch responds for the Gophers. Reggie Lynch, 6'10", redshirt junior, transferred from Illinois State, sat out last year. Here's Devin Carter. He'll drive with the left hand, and he's fouled. It looks like the players have to be separated somewhat near the basket.
Corey, this is the edge of the floor where Minnesota has shown probably the most improvement. We've talked about their offensive proficiency. Good job of utilizing the dribble drive by the Red Wolves, putting your shoulder into the shot blocker and drawing the contact. But this is a Minnesota team, Corey, that is holding their opposition to 36% field goal shooting. They lead the conference in that category.
Arkansas State as a team has struggled mightily at the free throw line, just 63%, dead last in the Sun Belt so far. So here is Devin Carter, 72% at the line. He knocks down the first.
And Carter was the second leading returning scorer in the Sun Belt from a year ago.
Foul was on Reggie Lynch, his first. Carter transferred to Arkansas State from Kent State. Born in Champaign. Murphy begging for the ball inside. He's got it. Trying to take Carter inside. Murphy shoots over him to miss, and Sims skies for the rebound.
He faded away from contact, Corey. He needed to put his shoulder to the rim.
Tough pass. Lynch got his hands up and forced a turnover.
Smart play by McBrayer. Didn't have the numbers, pull it out.
Here's Lynch against Salif Boujeh with the left hand. It goes in a foul.
Corey, we're equipped with 2 hands for more than just a matching set of gloves, and Reggie Lynch shows you why. If you can score with the offhand, it will pay dividends. The Golden Gophers up 2 at home.
A tremendous start here in the non-conference portion of their schedule. And if you ask Richard Pitino, it really begins on the defensive side.
They've been able to extend their defense. That's kind of the style of play that Coach Pitino wants to employ. And the reason they've been able to do that, Corey, is now they have a shot-blocking rim presence in the form of Reggie Lynch, and it's reflected in the numbers. You take a look at what the Golden Gophers allowed to their opposition a year ago, not only in regular field goal percentage, but 3-point field goal percentage, and they have dramatically improved both of those areas. That's a big reason that they've gotten off to such a fine 11-1 start.
Reggie Lynch at the free throw line shooting 1. Lynch has struggled at the line 58%, but Minnesota as a team overall has performed better. Not like Dupree McBrayer comes to mind, a much higher free throw percentage than he had during his freshman year.
Right now, if you're Minnesota, you can't lose number 12, Kern, in the corner. He's in there for one reason and one reason only, to shoot threes.
Third Arkansas State turnover as Sims lost it along the baseline. Minnesota last played on the 14th. And in that win over LIU Brooklyn, Gophers forced 19 turnovers in that game. Here, Coffey back on the floor. Mason for 3 from the corner. He's been doing that a lot, Sean, here the last 7 games now. Mason from the 3-point line is 16 of 27.
45% from behind the arc, and the primary ball handler and distributor, and almost 3-to-1 assist turnover ratio for the junior.
Carter a deep 3. That doesn't go, and Coffey the rebound. Richard Pitino, he challenged Mason earlier this season to be more offensively driven. Boy, has he responded. Coffey slashing, had it knocked away. No foul. It'll stay with the Gophers and 17 to shoot.
If you're Arkansas State right here, Corey, you have to be cognizant with Murphy in the ball game. You have to be cognizant of a lot. So they need to locate number 3, Murphy, who's on the left elbow right now. And if he starts going toward the rim, make sure that there's a black jersey to impede his progress.
Rashad Lindsay returning for A-State. Saw Reggie Lynch leave. Bakari Konate on the floor for the first time. Nothing inside. The pass forced back out near half court to Mason. Shot clock under 10 for Mason. Off the jump stop, and that one rattles out. And C.J. Foster skies high for the rebound. Here's Sims along the baseline. Rolling, and it goes.
Nice job by Sims of not settling for a 3. He understood that Minnesota was in a scrambled defensive mode, able to turn and get to the rim. Nice job by the junior college transfer.
Connor State, JC, contact inside, and this will go the other way. Charge on Jordan Murphy.
Arkansas State has struggled a little bit in the half court, but here on the secondary break, the kick ahead, really nice job by Sims of understanding that Minnesota was trying to take away the ball reversal. You saw Mason hop out there. Sims didn't bite, turns to the corner and completes.
First foul on Murphy. The turnover so far here tonight. Murphy will sit, and Eric Curry.
Oh, I like him.
Freshman on for the first time tonight. 6'9", 235. Good rebounder.
6 boards per ball game.
And Lindsay lost it off his foot, and great defense there from Mason as he forced that turnover. But Mason was just in Lindsay's face. There's no space right there. Active hands, and the Red Wolves give it back.
And a good job by Curry as well of being over there on the help side and honoring the scattering report by Minnesota there. They understood that the dribble handoff is what Arkansas State wanted to do, and they utilized that sideline as an extra defender.
Coffey looking down low for Konate. It wasn't there. Now it's Curry as he brings it high. Coffey in the paint, and a blocking foul will be called on Arkansas State. They're going to get C.J. Foster.
And Minnesota very fortunate there, not only with the call, I think it was the right call, but you take a look at where Coffey delivers this basketball to Konate. Okay, you have to understand the strengths of the recipient. That pass is below the 7-footer's numbers. You have to put it up high and let him do something with it.
Foul, a fresh 30. And a whistle away from the ball. This will be the 5th team foul already in Arkansas State. They're going to get Nelson Weke coming off the bench here tonight. Weke had started the prior 5 games, but he will pick up that foul. Now he's coming out.
That was a brief appearance.
Yeah. From the baseline, rolling and through.
I'll tell you what, I like the future of that young man, Eric Curry, out of Memphis. He's made his presence known, rebounding the ball, stepping out to the mid-corner.
Coming off an 11-point, 8-rebound performance in the win over LIU Brooklyn back on December 14th. Thomas in trouble. Sims now the capture with 8, and he walked.
And I tell you what, another wonderful job by Curry. He closes out under control, doesn't go for the shot fake, comes out under control. Watch number 24. Watch him close out under control. He doesn't leave his feet. That forces the shuffle and will go the other way. Nice job by Curry. A lot of times, Corey, you'll see a guy on a closeout. His momentum will carry him past the ball handler. Good job by chopping the steps by Curry there.
With that, points off turnovers, 9. Off the turnovers as McBrayer knocks it down from the corner, and Arkansas State calls time. Dupree McBrayer, he's been hot. Double figures in 4 straight games, and the Gophers on a run. Off the Mason feed, McBrayer from the corner, a 10-2 run, and a timeout at the Bard. 10-2 Minnesota run, and the Gophers lead Arkansas State 14-6. Dante Thomas, 0 for Arkansas State, averaging nearly 7 assists per game. He'll drive this time. Acrobatic shot, and off the glass it goes.
Nice job by Thomas of getting to that strong or left hand and completing. And you mentioned it, Corey. If you're Minnesota, you want to gap him. Giving up the basketball is his strength, averaging about 6 assists per ball game. Shooting not necessarily so, only 17% from behind the arc.
Mason to Konate inside over Bougé. No. Konate got it back, hits the deck. And we'll see what the call will be. No shot. And a foul called on Salif Bougé. That'll be his second. So no shot. Minnesota with the ball and the lead when we come back. Yeah, Ben, it's hot here. Relax.
Yeah.
Kick back. Nate Mason and the Gophers up 14-8. Out of the timeout, Minnesota will have the ball.
And a stoppage in play. Good job by the officials. A little bit of jostling down there going on, and they blew the whistle before it got out of hand between Springs and Kern.
McBrayer closed that time from Carter. Instead, McBrayer drives with the left hand. It fell out.
And if you're Arkansas State, you have to honor the scouting report and try to jump that left hand of McBrayer and force him from a strong hand left and force him right.
Nelson Weke back on the floor for A-State. And Carter's been quiet so far. He has the ball right now.
Wonderful communication on this defensive sequence by Minnesota, and it leads to yet another turnover. Corey, we're close enough where we could hear these guys talking, and to see them move in unison on the dribble penetration and then the kick. Really good job by the Golden Gophers.
There set by Weke. That's his second, so foul trouble mounting. Bruce 2 fouls, Weke 2 fouls. Not a lot of size for Arkansas State to begin with. Here's McBrayer. It's a deep 2. And Weke the rebound. Here's Carter. Quick trigger 3. Spun out. Foster tried to tip it back, and it was last touched by Akeem Springs.
And Minnesota very fortunate there. A freshman mistake by Coffey. He did a pretty good job of getting out position-wise, Corey, but his hands were down. That allowed Carter to look over the top, just not able to connect. You need to come out hands high as well as with closeout.
Carter 0 for 3 so far, and now he's fouled shooting. So Devin Carter will shoot 2. And they're going to get Amir Coffey with the foul. That's going to be his second. Coffey moved around well at shoot-around earlier today. Handling turf toe on his right foot. Did not play against LIU Brooklyn. Devin Carter, second in the Sun Belt in scoring. First team preseason all Sun Belt selection. Arkansas State, you know, if you think about it, out of a 12-team conference, preseason pick 10th. But the way they've played, they expect, and many that follow the Red Wolves expect them to be the top 4, top 5 team in Sun Belt.
And you take a look at what they've accomplished here in the non-conference core. They go on the road, they win at Georgetown. They beat a very good Chattanooga team who could win the Southern Conference. And then they also defeat Lehigh, the preseason favorite in the Patriot League.
Played tough at TCU until the last 5 or 6 minutes of that game. Here's Springs driving around Carter, and Akeem Springs is fouled. And he will shoot 2. This started 8 years for the wins coming on the road. Arkansas State has been to the NCAA tournament only once. That was back in 1999. And the Sun Belt, a one-bid conference. Right. UT Arlington, the preseason pick.
And UT Arlington, deservedly so, going out to the West Coast and really giving the business to St. Mary's in a place they don't usually lose. They also beat the University of Texas, and so the win that Minnesota has over Texas Arlington going to do nothing but help them.
Yeah, the Golden Gophers RPI is fantastic in the non-conference portion. Here's Sims, open lane, and Lynch challenges him, and somehow Sims got it to go. Tough shot.
Sims had to pull it all the way back to get it around the shot block.
McBrayer can't answer. A whistle inside and a foul.
I think they got Tomas. But watch the completion here. You mentioned the shot blocker, Lynch. He's at the bottom of your screen. He's going to slide off. Look how far away Sims has to pull that back. Because if he goes up with a regular shooting motion, he's going to eat this thing. But he pulls it away and does not allow Lynch to get into his body. Tough delivery.
Foul was on Dante Thomas, his first. Now 9 team fouls on Arkansas State. So Lynch at the line, knocks down the first.
And the reason he made that, in comparison to the first one he missed, he stuck with the follow through. Let's see if he does it here on the second one. And no, he didn't. He pulled his hand back.
4-point game as we approach the midway point. Yeah, the opening half. Here's Thomas. Connor Kern, nice shot fake. That'll be for 2. And Murphy the rebound.
That's what you've got to do with a standstill three-point shooter, because a lot of times guys are Jerry West off the standstill, but Adam West off the dribble.
Mason, great pass inside to Lynch. A wild shot, he falls down. A good look from Mason. Lynch couldn't connect. And now Sims. Up top for 3. And it doesn't go for Thomas. And Lynch the rebound. Springs off the dribble, and a blocking foul was called on Arkansas State's Connor Kern. That's his first.
Nice job by Springs in the open floor, Corey, of understanding that he had the defender Kern on an island, and he was backpedaling, and he knew to utilize the hesitation dribble and then attack that inside leg.
Double bonus the rest of this half. 10 team fouls, so 2 here for Akeem Springs, who started against LIU Brooklyn with Amir Coffey sideline.
You and I had a game earlier this year here in the barn when Springs was instrumental for the Golden Gophers in their win over the Highlanders from NJIT.
At 19 points, hit 4 threes. Graduate transfer from Milwaukee. Originally from Waukegan, Illinois. Bruce playing with 2 fouls.
Nice
got
fake.
Lynch up, and Bruce reverses, and it's spun out.
That's a shame, because that was a beautiful move. Beautiful move. The up and under, and then utilizing the rim to shield himself from the recovery of the shot blocker Lynch, just not able to complete.
Mason to Murphy. And it's stripped by Sims, and it'll stay with Minnesota 12 to shoot. So we go back to the last A-State possession.
Watch the little inside pivot, the Sigma move, the shot fake, go around. Now you utilize the rim. It's a shame he just wasn't able to complete because he did everything but. That's a solid fundamental play. Got to get Jack Sigma in there.
Absolutely. At least once a game. McBrayer just 2 to shoot, and a traveling violation called as the shot clock was winding down. 3rd Minnesota turnover. And Richard Pitino told us today, when looking into this game tonight, dangerous game, not just because of the layoff. 9 games between games. Big Ten opener looming next. Michigan State here on Tuesday night. But this was a game that the Minnesota coaching staff, they had on their radar several weeks ago.
Well, this is a team that has certainly drawn the attention of people because of their ability to go on the road and get wins. And they've done that. And you mentioned a lot of other factors, the 9-day layoff. You have the holiday coming up here, Big Ten play looming. So you cannot afford to overlook a team that has shown the ability to go on the road and not just compete, but win.
Nate Mason going to be called for the foul. His first. It's the 4th team foul on Minnesota.
And Corey, with the turnover problems that the Red Wolves have had so far, if you're on their bench, you have to look at the score right now and say, I feel pretty good. We're only down 6.
Here's Thomas. And hand check. Ball before the shot. And Reggie Lynch is going to pick up his second.
Coach Pitino not necessarily pleased with that call. I think it was time for the airing of grievances in that situation.
So Lynch will depart with 2 fouls. Amir Coffey on the bench with 2 fouls. As Michael Hurt is on the floor for Minnesota. Golden Gophers in a field goal drought. Nearly 4 minutes and 30 seconds of action without a field goal. Still leading by 6. Thomas.
Good job by McBrayer. Oh,
On a foul. Called on McBrayer. And that has Richard Pitino pacing up and down his bench. And this will put Arkansas State into the bonus.
Now, he might have reached in at the end, but initially, watch number 1 move his feet. Moving his feet, moving his feet. Yep, he reached in. Didn't need to do that. He had done his job, Corey, because that sideline was effectively, much like we saw on the near side here, serving as an extra defender. McBrayer didn't need that last reach.
So 1-1 as Carter knocks it down. Carter 4 points, all 4 from the free throw line.
And you mentioned the offensive drought that Minnesota finds themselves in the midst of right now. I'm not going to be surprised if they run something to get Nate Mason a shot. He's been kind of serving more as a facilitator here, and he's shown the ability and the willingness to take and make tough shots.
And McBrayer with a fancy finish, but the whistle well before that. And a timeout. So Minnesota will be at the foul line when we come back. It's a 4-point game. 7:57 to play, first half. It's on the defense. You've kind of touched on that a few times here tonight from the Minnesota standpoint.
Minnesota has done a nice job, be it in transition defense. Good job by Lynch of getting his hands up or utilizing the sideline as an extra defender. Good team defense by Mason and Curry. And watch the closeout here by the freshman Curry, number 24. That leads to one of 6 Red Wolves turnovers. Number 24 on the little dribble handoff. The closeout help. Really good job of being on a string. When the ball's moving, you see the personnel in yellow moving. 6 turnovers by the Red Wolves. That has led to 12 points off those turnovers for Minnesota. Fully 2/3 of their points thus far.
See the field goal droughts, really both teams. Minnesota nearly 5 minutes. Arkansas State 2.5. McBrayer at the line shooting 2 as play resumes. And just a whole different player this year. Yeah, the word that Richard Pitino used when we brought up McBrayer's name earlier today, just confident in all aspects.
This 3-point shot that he made earlier in the half, forget about making it. He wouldn't have taken it last year because of that very fact of confidence.
His last 6 games, he's only missed 3 free throws. Here's Carter, curls a pass, and Weke could not hang on. And the 7th Arkansas State turnover gives it back to Minnesota in a 6-point game. Hoops on BTN continues next with the Badgers hosting Florida A&M. Coverage right after us, presented by April Air on BTN and BTN to go. Quick turnaround, huh?
What a catch!
Murphy!
Oh, man! What a catch! What a play by Murphy!
Here's Thomas. Lindsay. Sims for 3. And all Murphy inside. His 5th rebound. Arkansas State struggling from beyond the arc. Here's Kanate inside against Weke. The baby hook. No. Hurt the offensive rebound. A guy that's been more of a 3-point shooter. They haven't gone so far for the freshman, but there's Hurt active inside a 6-0 run. And a timeout on the floor. Michael Hurt with a burst off the bench.
And it starts, watch the high-low action. Konate, what a catch. What an athletic play by Jordan Murphy. Get the defender on your hip, ride him up the lane, give him a target. It's delivered. Minnesota up 10.
Five to play here in the opening half. The youth has been such a strong story and more of the same, as we've seen tonight, Sean, with the feats of youth, McBrayer, Coffey, and Murphy.
Jordan Murphy, a member of the all-freshman team in the Big Ten a year ago, and nothing has dissuaded me from the feeling that Amir Coffey will also achieve that honor this year.
Here's Sims attacking. It'll count. Devin Sims, junior from St. Louis, junior college transfer.
I tell you what, Sims had a tough delivery on the left side of the rim. Here he goes on the ball reversal to his right. And Konate was in pretty good position, but watch his hands drop right at the end. That draws the attention of the officials. If he keeps his hands straight on, the basket would have been good, but it wouldn't have been a chance at the three-point play because he broke verticality.
First foul on Konate. Reggie Lynch on the bench, 2 fouls. Amir Coffey on the bench, 2 fouls. So Konate seeing more time here in this first half. Michael Hurt getting some more playing time right now. Here's McBrayer with that left hand smooth.
Yeah, if you're Arkansas State, Corey, you just have to understand that's his dominant hand and jumping. That's the second time he's been able to turn to the left hand, get in the lane, and the big has been able to seal the weak side help.
Rare 7 points to lead Minnesota. There's Connor Kern.
Almost another walk.
Shot clock under 10. Rashad Lindsay. In a double team. Kern open for 3 from the corner.
Can't lose him. That's his spot. He showed it in shoot around today, but a good job by Arkansas State of utilizing misdirection. They get everyone flowing right and then kick it back to the left to Kern.
Adding to his impressive season total, now 17 of 32 from beyond the arc this season. Foul on the floor. Still 2 shots anyway upcoming here for Nate Mason. As we go back to the Connor Kern 3 a moment ago.
Little misdirection play. Watch how the defense rotates on the dribble drive. You see all the jerseys in yellow shifting one way, then you kick it back. That allows Kern to get his feet set in the corner. Nice utilization. You'll see it here again, Corey. All the yellow jerseys honoring the basketball, but you can't lose sight of Kern in the corner.
Mason shooting 2. Fouls on Devin Sims. Mason 76% at the line. Akeem Springs returns for Minnesota. Mason, the junior from Decatur, Georgia. Double figures in all but 1 game this season. Splits 2, and Carter with the rebound. Under 5 to play in the half. Carter, deep 3 from the wing. It's short, and McBrayer the rebound. Mason will slow it down as Konate rolls, and Mason lofted it off his foot.
Good job defensively of forcing McBrayer to his right hand.
Oh, Murphy, big time mismatch. He tried to take Lindsay inside, but it was pulled free. And now Mason on the other side. He knocks it loose.
Oh, great hustle.
And McBrayer springs for 3. How about that sequence?
Nate Mason making plays. It's not just making shots, but that opportunity for Springs is not possible if not for the pursuit, the back tip, and the recovery by Mason.
Active hands, both ends of the floor. Springs on the receiving end knocks down the 3rd Minnesota 3 tonight. And the lead is back to 10. Boucher from the baseline. Doesn't go. Offensive foul from Sims isn't there. Konate the rebound, and a foul will be called on Sims. That's going to be his 2nd. So a timeout here at the barn. Akeem Springs having fun tonight at home. Minnesota by 10.
Minnesota up 10 in the barn, and it's been the defensive end of the floor which has paid dividends for the Golden Gophers at home so far, Corey. 8 turnovers forced by the Golden Gophers. The most recent one, watch the hustle by number 2, Nate Mason. Then he digs it out, kicks it ahead to McBrayer, who finds the spotting up Akeem Springs. That led to a timeout, but it started with the pursuit by Nate Mason. The back tap, not giving up on the play, then the presence of mind to bat it to his teammate McBrayer, which triggered the break.
Nate Mason, chance to earn some all-conference honors this year?
No question. No question. Especially if this team continues to have the success that they've had thus far.
Kari Konate at the free throw line shooting 2.
That
was a thing of beauty.
This isn't figure skating, Corey. All right? I mean, the Russian judge isn't going to come in and hose you. You did what you're supposed to do.
How about that, though?
That'll work.
So Konate knocks down 2. Coming up at the half is the State Farm halftime report. Mike Hall, Deon Thomas. We'll have it for you from our BTN studios in Chicago. The State Farm halftime report, 12-point lead, the largest here tonight. 6-0 Gopher burst, and the lead is 12. Eric Curry back on the floor as Konate comes out.
I'm just so impressed with not only the way that Curry moves his feet, but he communicates. You don't see that all the time from a freshman.
Foster's pass tipped. It was McBrayer. Now it's Curry up the floor and spun out. Lindsay left open. Good look for 3. Foster active on the floor. Can't corral it. Springs does. And now Mason. He'll push it. Springs again. Murphy trying to keep it alive. It's knocked out. And it'll stay with Minnesota.
You don't have to be an upperclassman to be active or communicate. Eric Curry, we've talked about his impact. He's pointing ahead. Now watch him direct traffic. He's pointing to Nate Mason, who has the basketball, making him aware of Akeem Springs, who wasn't able to knock it down. But Eric Curry not just tangibly providing results, but intangibly as well.
Gophers calling a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. 3 minutes to play in the first half. A 12-point game. Yeah, we mentioned Arkansas State, Sean, a few times how well the Red Wolves have played here in the non-conference, and by far the biggest win came earlier this year on the road at Georgetown. It was Devin Carter and company, and Carter more than 20 points, but a huge win for Arkansas State. And Grant McCaslin, year number 1, absolutely celebrate a 78-72 win over Georgetown.
And that score was misleading because for long periods of time in the second half, the Red Wolves were absolutely given the business to the Hoyas. They were up for periods of time, 20+ in that game.
In that particular game, Arkansas State hit shots. And as a team, a noticeable improvement from the field, from beyond the three-point line. However, last time out, 2 days ago, in fact, against Alabama, just a rough night offensively. Mason for 3. Knocks down his second 3 tonight, and the Gophers extend the lead to 15.
Really smart utilization of the crossover dribble, then a little bit of a step back. And Mason, we talked about the confidence with which McBrayer is playing. You can certainly say the same about the junior, Nate Mason.
It's a 9-0 run. Thomas against Curry, and Thomas hits the deck hard. And a foul will be called on Minnesota. They're going to get Curry. That's his first. Let's see if Thomas is okay.
Now, Curry does a pretty good job of moving his feet, but then he slips. And he had a chance. If he points the ball, but he swings down at the last minute and got him on the wrist. But watch the slip here. If he doesn't slip, he's going to recover and make that play.
So Thomas kind of grabbing at his right elbow initially. Curry the foul, so 2 here for Dante Thomas. 59% at the line.
Now check. Let's see if he does it again. Watch the free throw by Thomas. A little bit of shimmy here. At least he did it last time. There you go. Catch and
You
release.
used the Jack Sigma reference earlier, and you call it the shimmy. Maybe that's the Jack Parkman shimmy.
Yeah, there you go.
Arkansas State at the free throw line tonight, 8 of 9. This is the worst free throw shooting team in the Sun Belt. What a lob as Mason found Murphy.
And Mason doing a really good job of making eye contact with Murphy, and more importantly, he provided a better angle for that pass by stopping his dribble at that right elbow. That gave him a better angle to lead Murphy toward the rim.
9 assists on 12 made field goals. Go back to Minnesota's last win 9 days ago. 20 assists and 29 made field goals. Deep three for Lindsey. First time an Arkansas State player other than Connor Kern has knocked down a three tonight.
And that was deep by Lindsey. And again, the reason he was able to knock it down was the positioning was pretty good, but the hands were down by Murphy there.
Springs against Kern. Tough shot. Spun out. Murphy try to grab it inside, and it's last touched by Minnesota. And Jordan Murphy all over the glass. Nothing new, though. Top rebounders in the Big Ten last year, more the same in his sophomore season.
Yeah, averaging 8 rebounds per outing, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. A member of the freshman All-Big Ten team a year ago.
Wet spot on the floor that Paul Sells has noticed. That'll be taken care of. Jordan Murphy, 3 double-doubles this year.
He had a monster game in their neutral site win over the Commodores of Vanderbilt. That game played in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, think about saying double-double right now when you reference a Big Ten player. It's almost Caleb Swanigan. He has a double-double, but that's on a whole other level what he's doing. I mean, just an amazing, amazing year.
13 games for Swanigan, 10 double-doubles.
State Farm halftime report coming up as Curry fouls Thomas. 107 to shoot. That'll be the second foul on Curry. Now, Chris Foreman, getting back to Caleb Swanigan. Chris Foreman, the outstanding SID at Purdue. So many great notes as you follow the Boilermakers. But how about this? Swanigan's on pace for more than 600 points, more than 400 rebounds, and more than 100 assists.
Is there a partridge in a pear tree in there?
That. He's averaged 27 and 21 rebounds. 27 points, 21 rebounds his last 2 games.
And he also makes a lot of effort plays. In their game on Monday against Western Illinois, they had a big lead. And what really impressed me, Corey, the best player probably in the conference right now showed a willingness to get on the deck and give up his body, and your teammates will follow that kind of example.
Springs knocks down his second 3. He's got 9. Gophers 5 of 8 from the 3-point line so far tonight. Carter's been quiet. Still can't find it from the field. All of his points at the free throw line tonight.
What that quick shot did do for Arkansas State, however, is you notice the difference between shot and game clock. It gave them the opportunity for a 2-for-1 if they're able to corral the rebound.
Sean, do you see McBrayer handling the ball more than he was last year?
Yeah, that allows them, when he's in there right now, to move Mason off the basketball.
Mason drives, the fade, tough shot, no rim. And Arkansas State can hold for the final shot, 10 seconds to play.
And they do get the 2-for-1.
Thomas with 5. Lindsey got it off with 3. It's an air ball and 0.6 of a second, and Minnesota will have it.
And the reason that shot came up short is McBrayer came in and attacked the shooting pocket of Lindsey. Lindsey took his eye off the rim because McBrayer was running at him.
Mason from 3-quarters court can't hit, and that'll do it for the first 20 minutes at the bar. Richard Pitino looking for win number 12. And the Gophers lead at the break by 14. Springs with 9. McBrayer, Mason with 7. The State Farm halftime report with Mike and Dion is next. 14-point game on BTN. 9 leading to 17 Minnesota points. Arkansas State getting great bench production. That's not unusual. Devin Carter has to pick it up if the Red Wolves are going to mount a second half comeback. Minnesota with the ball as the second half begins. Mason 7 points, 5 assists, and now a turnover. Speaking of Carter, here he goes, and there he finishes.
Very good job by Carter of honoring the scouting report and hopping that passing angle. And he came with the inside hand. That allowed him to get the deflection and ultimately the basket.
Second turnover on Mason here tonight. Amir Coffey, limited first half with 2 fouls. McBrayer finds Lynch. Strong take, couldn't finish. Still battling inside as Arkansas State clears.
Really good delivery from McBrayer, and that's a tough catch by Lynch, too. He's not able to finish the play.
Like Coffey, Lynch picked up 2 fouls in the first half. Played only 8 minutes. And that's going to be Lynch's third.
McBrayer off the skip pass. There's a lot of mustard on there. Good catch by Lynch and just not able to convert. If he goes up and uses the window, he might have a chance to draw some contact.
And Carter has it stripped by McBrayer, and it's going to be Minnesota ball. Active hands yet again for number 1. McBrayer, Mason, Murphy, Coffey, Lynch. 5 for Minnesota.
A little bit of a matchup look defensively for the Red Wolves.
McBrayer banks in the 3. A game-high 10. Mason
Nice
screen and a nice feed. Tomas Bruce.
Really beautiful set executed by the Red Wolves.
Wasting little time. Coffey is fouled. That's what Minnesota has done quite a bit tonight. And Arkansas State has something going inside. Minnesota's not waiting. They're going to push it up tempo up the floor.
More athletes, more bodies at the disposal of Coach Richard Pitino. That allows him to push the pace defensively as well as offensively.
Here Coffey fouled by Tomas Bruce. That's his third. Coffey solid at the free throw line, 80%. Richard Pitino's team opens Big Ten play here on Tuesday night against Michigan State. Thomas skips it to a leaping Lindsey. And it's Carter up top for 3. That was short. Foster couldn't hang on as Murphy throws it away. Arkansas State. Foster.
Nice job by Foster of not giving up on the play, and excellent delivery. Didn't allow the shot blocker Murphy to recover.
First 2 for Foster tonight, averaging 7 per game. This is Coffey leaving it for Lynch, and a foul.
Good job by Coffey of attacking the baseline. And then it's a small thing, but an important thing by Lynch. He waits for the dive. You're going to see the little screen, the roll, and he doesn't go too quickly. If he goes too quickly, that angle is not there. Then he backs up and creates a little bit of space to improve the angle for Coffey. Nice job, headsy play by Lynch.
Foul was on Dante Thomas. C.J. Foster will come out for A-State. And Devin Sims takes his spot. Lynch 1 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. And he splits 2 here. Minnesota has a team 11 of 17 at the free throw line. And now Coffey got a hand out and a save to Mason. Up the floor, but over and back.
Yep.
Will be the call on Minnesota.
Can't fault the hustle, though. Really nice job by Coffey. Thomas started the half by jumping the passing angle for the Red Wolves, and the freshman Coffey returns the favor. And
Coffey in the front court, Mason in the back court.
you can live with that, though. And it gives a dead ball throw, which is tough. And there's another over and back. Really good job by Mason. So even with that turnover, that's a dead ball throw-in. So then the half-court line, effectively, if the guy doesn't establish himself in the backcourt, serves as another defender, the Red Wolves would have been far better served to establish position in the backcourt for the throw-in.
How much was that on Devin Sims? Just not giving Foster much near half-court. And now an offensive foul called on Minnesota's freshman Amir Coffey. That's his third.
To answer your question, 85% of that is on the inbounder because he has the whole play in front of him. But the other 15% is you have to be cognizant of where you are on the floor and take that extra half a step.
Floater there for Dante Thomas. He has 7. Arkansas State not going away.
No. I've been really impressed with how they've come out here in the second half. Honoring the scouting report defensively, moving their feet.
McBrayer to Murphy, had it stripped by Carter, and Bruce is fouled. And Jordan Murphy will be whistled for the foul.
And that's a foul out of frustration because he thinks he has a dunk. Now, he doesn't attack the rim really aggressively. That allows Arkansas State to recover.
2 fouls now on Murphy. Already 3 team fouls on Minnesota here. Early in the second half, Thomas throws it away, had nowhere to go with that ball.
And a good help by Lynch created the turnover.
And Coffey is stripped, and he gets tangled up by Sims, and a foul called on the junior, Devin Sims.
Because Lynch rotated over, that leads to the poor passing angle, and things have gotten a little chippy. The officials are going to step in there and have a little conversation, but good job by Lynch on the defensive end of the floor, Corey, of moving his feet and helping out his fellow big in Murphy, who is being challenged off the dribble.
There's Coffey that was in the middle there with Tomas Bruce. Handshake, Bruce comes out, Coffey stays on the floor. Here's the freshman, and it won't count. Foul before the shot. And it's going to be on Dante Thomas.
That's a good job by Minnesota of getting the ball in the hands of Coffey, going downhill with a strong or left hand. And then you saw Lynch right up the defender. Watch Lynch, number 22, off the drive. Boom, right there, the seal. That takes away the help, and thus the contact.
Thomas now with 3 fouls. Arkansas State has been whistled for 17 fouls already. And still a lot of basketball left tonight. Coffey against Carter. Up and under. First he walked.
Good job by Carter defensively, Corey. Devin Carter, the leading scorer for the Red Wolves, did a really good job of moving his feet. Watch number 3. Hands up, moving his feet. The freshman picked up the pivot foot, will go the other way.
Is Coffey being more assertive offensively, though, this half? Offensively?
Yeah, he is. And I think he's starting to feel a little bit more confident. He was kind of tentative with that foot, I thought, in the first 4 or 5 minutes.
Did not play the last game. Turf toe his right foot. This is Carter. It won't count anyway. Had it gone in. Offensive foul in Arkansas State. And we have seen plenty of fouls, both sides here tonight. So the Gophers will have it. McBrayer with 10. And the Gophers lead at home on BTN. 12-1 for Mark Turgeon, non-conference. The only loss at home to Pitt. Caleb Swanigan, what more can you say about Biggie? And again, conference play is back. Mr. Morris?
And I believe every question deserves an answer, so we will answer the question at the top there. I'm going to say yes. Right now, they're a very young team, are the Terrapins, starting 3 freshmen at times with Cowan at the point. You've got Justin Jackson, who's an outstanding player, and then Kevin Herter, I think, is going to be someone who's going to make an impact on both ends of the floor for the Terrapins. What they have to learn how to do the Terrapins, much like this kind of young Minnesota squad has had to go through the growing process, is when you get a lead, learn how to put people away. They've either gotten big leads and had to hold on, have the Terrapins, or they've dug themselves holes and tried to get out.
Mason with 9. Here's Devin Carter around Lynch. Fell off, and Murphy the rebound. You think about all that Maryland lost to Suleiman and Lehman and Diamond Stone leaving after his freshman year. McBrayer Back-to-back buckets. It was Mason, now McBrayer. He's got 12.
That's a shot a year ago, Corey. He would not have even attempted. There's no way. You can tell the confidence with which he is playing right now because he knew what he was going to do 2 dribbles before.
Fade away, Lindsay, junior from St. Louis. That's a 2 for Sean Lindsay. He's got 5. Mason against Sims. And now McBrayer. Lynch rolling. McBrayer lost it. Up the floor. Lindsay. Easy 2 off the turnover.
And that was a good job by Arkansas State. We've talked about it throughout the course of this ball game, trying to jump the left hand of McBrayer so he doesn't have a chance to go with his strong hand with momentum. They double team it, leads to the turnover.
Gophers now 10 turnovers. Arkansas State 14. The lob to McBrayer on the receiving end this time.
Boy, nice little set. They get the high back screen that allows McBrayer to a path to the rim.
Amir Coffey's 4th assist. McBrayer up to 14. Here's Sims. Looked like it was partially blocked. It went up, spun out, and a whistle. This will go the other way. As we go back to the Amir Coffey feed a moment ago, tonight's State Farm assist of the game.
Nice job of spacing the floor by Minnesota. You see the little bit of the back screen rub by Lynch. That frees up the path to the rim for Dupree McBrayer for our State Farm assist of the game.
Nate Mason 9 points. To go with 6 assists. Foul was on Salif Bouger for A-State, his 4th. Minnesota now in the bonus the rest of the way. 16 fouls on the Red Wolves. Mason outside the free throw line. It's short. And Sims couldn't hang on. And Sims, the last to touch it, is Konate, who was there to contest. Bakari Konate's minutes have dropped significantly here this year. And now so much of that has to do with Reggie Lynch's emergence.
And even though his minutes have dropped, his productivity has increased. That may sound counterintuitive, but there are guys that are best served coming in for 2, 3, 4-minute spurts rather than a steady diet, because what he can do well, which is run the floor and block shots, that way he can give you that in short spurts. You don't need a steady diet of that.
Eric Curry now 1 of 7 from 3 this year. Doesn't do that often. No look pass. No chance. Up the floor. This is Curry. And the freshman provides our BTN standout with a right-hand hammer. I think that foot's just fine.
Yeah.
Off the foot, Foster lost it. Now Mason with the chance. Mason, a layup. And a timeout called by Arkansas State. It's a 6-0 run. And the Gophers seeking win number 12.
Defense to offense, and Corey, we are in the holiday season, and nothing says that like a hot cup of coffee. Send it in, young man. To the University of Minnesota after serving in the Army. He was a paratrooper. So rebounding the basketball was not necessarily the most difficult thing he'd done in his life up to that point. He led the conference in rebounding, a tremendous competitor, and he has to be very pleased with the athleticism displayed by his son, Amir Coffey, showing no ill effects from turf toe.
And our BTN standout and then some. On this holiday weekend, Amir Coffey.
And I tell you what, just back to Richard. Unbelievable competitor, a better guy you'll never find. But I tell you what, when it was time to compete, you better bring your lunchbox, your thermos, and hopefully some Ben Gay, because he was going to put a knot on you.
55-38. 12:15 to play. Inside, Tomas Bruce got Curry up.
Really really impressive set out of that dead ball situation by Arkansas State. You need to get something going toward the rim. They spread the floor. That's a good response by the Red Wolves on the road.
Arkansas State field this half 7 of 10, still down 15. Mason left it short, and Bruce the rebound. His pass deflected and tracked down by Thomas. Here's Sims attacking around Curry.
Nice job by Sims, able to get to that left hand and attack the backpedaling defender. Good response, 4 straight points, a little mini run here by the Red Wolves after the last dead ball.
A much better offense, both sides here this half.
Well, ooh, that was dangerous.
Or pass, and on the floor, Arkansas State off the deflection has it. Thomas trailing and nearly walked. It's Carter for 3, and Devin Carter at long last knocks down a 3. Before that, he was 0 of 6.
7-0 run, cuts it to 10.
So a quick run here for Arkansas State. Still plenty of time left in this game. Mason between the legs, the floater, and he's fouled before. Shot. So Nate Mason will shoot a 1-and-1 when we come back. Devin Carter hit 10 threes earlier this season against UT Barton. Knocks down his first tonight.
It's getting back. They don't communicate. And look where Konate's hands are. They're down, Corey. That allows Devin Carter not only to have a clear look at the rim, but to step into it unobstructed. They had Minnesota backpedaling in a scramble situation, and Carter made him pay.
Devin Carter. Tough night. 10 points on 2 of 9 from the field. Nate Mason at the free throw line. This is a 1-and-1. 17 fouls on the Red Wolves. Mason 1 of 2 at the line tonight. And he's up to 12 points for the game.
Yeah, and that stops a 7-0 Red Wolf run.
Jordan Murphy back on the floor for Minnesota. Konate will sit. Hakeem Springs also on the floor for Minnesota as that one spun out, and Tomas Bruce the rebound. Meanwhile, Dante Thomas and Salif Boudjah for Arkansas State, both on the bench with 4 fouls.
See if they try to get Sims isolated with Murphy out here on the perimeter.
2 guys in the same spot there. Now it's Sims. And he went behind the back. Too cute there. 3-on-2 Minnesota. Springs now will slow it down. And the bounce inside. It goes to Murphy off the turnover.
Really good job by Springs of coming to a nice jump stop. And then he leans down into the bounce pass. That allowed it to have enough mustard to bounce up where Murphy could do something with it. Good job off the dribble by the transfer Hakeem Springs.
Coffey missed the last game. At times, Minnesota went to a 3-guard lineup with Mason, McBrayer, and Springs on the floor at the same time. Connor Kern knocks down his 3rd 3 tonight.
And again, Hurt comes out, positioning not bad, but the hand is down. That allows Connor Kern to look over the top.
A year ago, Arkansas State was among the worst teams in the country in shooting, whether a 2 or a 3, but a different team this year. Murphy inside. As he went for the dunk, it rolled around and in, and Murphy will shoot 1.
And the reason that he's going to go to the line, watch how he goes up. He catches it. He goes up with 2 hands, Corey. If he goes up with 1 hand, that thing's going to get knocked out. Again, good feed, catch it, come up, 2 hands.
Bruce, the foul. That's his 4th. So now 3 Arkansas State players with 4 fouls. As Murphy knocks down the free throw. He's up to 11 points. Minnesota 3 players in double figures. McBrayer 14, Mason 12, Murphy 11. And trouble inbounding the ball. And the Red Wolves turn it over. 18th Arkansas State turnover. C.J. Foster returns for the Red Wolves as Devin Sims will depart. Michael Hurt, bounce inside. This is Curry. Went up, stripped, and a foul.
Really nice set by Minnesota on the out-of-bounds situation. They send the ball to the right side. That allows the ball reversal back down to Hurt in the corner. And Curry did a really good job of establishing post position and good angle feed from Hurt.
Tomas Bruce, his 5th foul. He has already walked over to the Arkansas State bench, so he is done as he fouls out for the 2nd straight game. Fouled out just 2 nights ago playing Alabama in Huntsville. He is none too happy right now. Tomas Bruce, Osceola, Arkansas, junior college transfer. Shooting 2, Curry knocks it down.
This is why Eric Curry is at the foul line. Little screen, watch him sit down. Now he sits down, he's the low man. Low man wins, I don't care what sport you're playing. And then he's able to draw the contact, just not able to convert both foul shots. But a good job by Curry of sitting down in the post and giving himself a target that his teammate could throw to.
Rashad Lindsay working around Curry, had a mismatch. He brought the bigger guy out and he beat him.
And that's what freshmen do. They make a good play on one end and then have a defensive lapse on the other.
That was a junior, Rashad Lindsay. And
boy.
now it's Carter off the turnover. Devin Carter has some fun. He was hyped for this game tonight. Mentioned he transferred from Kent State, but from Champaign, he's got some Big Ten ties.
And Corey, with 17 turnovers, if you're Arkansas State, you're still well within striking distance of 10.
At times, it's felt like Minnesota's on the verge of just putting this one away, but Arkansas State has just answered.
Absolutely.
And now McBrayer bumped. That'll be the 10th team foul, so 2 shots anyway upcoming here for McBrayer.
Yeah, that was just a sloppy ball reversal. Rare mistake by Springs and compounded by the fact that Murphy didn't come and meet it. But that turnover is all on Akeem Springs there. Just a rare mistake. Anticipated and didn't locate the defense before he released the basketball.
Now McBrayer 2 of 2 at the line tonight, shooting 2 here. Yes, Reggie Lynch returns and Curry will sit. Now the guy at the free throw line tonight, and you see McBrayer in his stat line. Even go back to last year. As a freshman, Richard Pitino, when he had Murphy as a freshman, McBrayer as a freshman, Kevin Dorsey as a freshman, no longer with the team, and others. But he thought that McBrayer had the highest ceiling and an emergence here in his sophomore year. That's saying something because Murphy had a great year.
And part of it is just the natural maturation process, but the other part is you don't have a 15% field goal percentage increase without putting the time in.
Lindsay really fortunate that Arkansas State will keep it as a forced pass hit off the leg of the Gophers, so 8 to shoot. As Carter curls open along the baseline, and he's fouled.
Corey, I've really been impressed with the execution in Arkansas State on the out-of-bounds situation. They start with a little bit of a box set. They want to get the ball in the hands of their leading scorer, Carter, who has struggled at times to become available, and they bring him all the way across the other end of the floor, catch it in the corner. Then he understands that he has a mismatch with quickness, able to turn the corner.
Carter now 6 of 7 at the free throw line. Arkansas State will have a bit of a break after tonight. Red Wolves open conference play, Sun Belt Conference, next Saturday at home against Louisiana. Carter 13 points, both of that coming at the free throw line, and a good trip down the floor. 9-point game. Whistle away from the ball. This will go against Minnesota. It's going to be on Lynch, and that's going to be his 4th. And a timeout called on the floor. Devin Carter, he is more than capable of a big offensive night, averaging 17 per game. He knocked down a 3 earlier, a dunk here.
I believe. Not sure what the currency is, but make sure you save it.
Gophers have led by as many as 17. Cupertino, though, it's a tight one. 8 to play and a 9-point game. Red Wolves with the ball. Out of the timeout.
The three-point shooter Kern in there as well.
Lindsay the kick. This is Carter. He's got to look for three. And Curry the rebound. Carter now 1 of 7, making 1 of 8 from the three-point line tonight. Offensive fouls. Look like Murphy got his hand in Carter's face upon receiving that pass. And sure enough, that's the call. That's going to be Murphy's third.
On the catch here. Yeah, yep, just a little trying to create space. And the thing that compounded it, there was no traffic around it to obscure the view of the official. I mean, that was right out there in the open floor.
That's the 6th team foul on Minnesota. That'll put Arkansas State in the bonus. Lindsay over McBrayer. Too strong.
Nice rebound.
Boucher the offensive rebound. And here's Carter. The contact, no whistle, got it to go as he challenged Curry.
I tell you what, that started with Boucher going up 2 hands in traffic with 4 fouls and keeping the play alive, not panicking by trying to score himself, but kicking it out for the reset.
It's an 8-1 run. 7-point game. Here's Murphy muscling inside. It'll count.
Good offensive patience by Jordan Murphy. They throw the ball inside. Now watch, he's got one-on-one. He turns, locates the defense. They fake the dig down. It's not coming aggressively. He makes a move aggressively before the second double team can come.
Murphy with 13, 7 rebounds. Foul on Carter, just his first. Well short of that free throw try. Lindsay on the deck, tied up with Murphy, and the arrow on the jump will give it to Arkansas State. Well, we mentioned several times tonight that Minnesota as a team much better at the free throw line, but not the case tonight. They have missed 10 free throws in this game. 15 of 25. On the flip side, Arkansas State as a team, a horrible free throw shooting team, but not tonight. They've missed only 2.
Yeah, and this is a team in Arkansas State that came in shooting 63% from the line.
See the free throw numbers. Both sides here tonight. Lindsay forced that pass. Not a good idea, and Konate to steal. Lindsay knew it.
See if they get a shot here from Mason.
Mason draws attention. It's McBrayer driving, hanging the reverse. No, Murphy went up for the rebound, and a foul called on Arkansas State.
Did they get Kern?
I believe they did get Connor Kern. And that's his second. And it was Murphy.
Yeah.
So Jordan Murphy will shoot 2. Murphy 1 of 2 at the line. Now Murphy steps up. He knocks down 2. Substitution for Arkansas State as Dante Thomas, senior, returns. And Thomas playing with 4 fouls. Lindsay will come out. Game 2 of our doubleheader presented by Aprilaire. Coming up next, Wisconsin and Florida A&M. Send you to Madison as soon as this one is over, and a turnover. It's Coffey with McBrayer. Coffey stripped and fouled.
And I tell you what, Coffey's going to shoot the fouls, but he's not able to go if McBrayer doesn't give himself up on the right wing. And what I mean by that, Corey, is he doesn't run straight line. McBrayer understands that Coffey is a left-hand dominant player. McBrayer also has that trait. And watch McBrayer. He's going to fan out to the right side. That forces the defender to make a decision, and hence he'll go to the line and shoot a couple. Nice play by McBrayer.
That's now 20 turnovers tonight for Arkansas State. Coffey made the first, and he makes 2. So Murphy made 2 free throws a moment ago. Now it's Coffey doing the same. And some breathing room now for Minnesota. The lead back up to 13. Coffey with 5 points tonight. But off those 20 turnovers, Minnesota with 33 points.
That's allowed them to have an off night from the foul line. That they've increased their margin for error because of their ability for long periods of time to convert miscues into points.
As Arkansas State have one last run left. Got within 7 a moment ago, back up to 13. Sims against Konate. Konate stayed put. Instead, Carter against Konate, and a blocking foul called on the junior.
And a pretty good job up until the end defensively by Minnesota, Corey. If you notice, the Red Wolves did not reverse the ball that entire possession. Everything was split between the middle of the floor and the left side of the floor. Look, even when they try to go to the other side, Minnesota forces them back the other way, and then Konate bails them out with a foul.
2 here for Devin Carter. Now 8 of 9 to the line tonight. 17 points. The only Arkansas State player in double figures. Curry returns. Konate will sit. Reggie Lynch on the bench right now. He has 4 fouls. Carter 9 of 10 at the line. Carter has the last 8 A-State points. Now Coffey forced it.
Yep.
15th Golden Gopher turnover.
Nice job by the Red Wolves of collapsing.
Carter, no. Boucher with the follow.
Boucher's giving them a nice lift on the offensive glass. Remember a few possessions ago, he goes in strong, keeps the possession live. His teammate scores here. They don't put a body on him, and he tips it in himself.
Well, Boucher on the floor, 4 fouls. Thomas on the floor, 4 fouls. Tomas Bruce has already fouled out. Under 5 to play. It's a 9-point game. Mason for 3 up top. And Kern the rebound.
Well, you asked the question a little bit ago, did the Red Wolves have another run? And so far, they've answered in the affirmative.
And they continue that burst. Carter the 3. It's a 2-possession game.
Do you go high-low here? It's been very effective with Murphy being the recipient.
Curry from the baseline. Spun out. All Arkansas State inside. Here's Sims. He'll drive on Murphy. And a block is called. And 2 free throws upcoming for Devin Sims. Murphy with his 4th, and free throws upcoming as we go back to the Carter 3.
Devin Carter, the leading scorer for the Red Wolves, has been held in check for long periods of time, but here he's able to float down to that right corner. Minnesota doesn't locate him in transition, and Carter shows you why. He converts 42% of his offerings from deep.
Sims shooting 2, 62% at the line this season. Yes, he can't connect there.
And if you're the freshman now, Curry down on that block, you have to make sure that you make contact with Boucher. The offensive rebounding prowess has been on display for him.
Second one goes. Meanwhile, you think about the 5 right now for Minnesota. Jordan Murphy's still on the floor with 4 fouls. Does that surprise you, Richard Pitino, sticking with Murphy here? Lynch has 4 as well.
I think he has a little bit more experience, and they may be trying to bring Lynch in maybe down the stretch here after the next media timeout.
Here's McBrayer, got bumped. Play continues, and McBrayer will shoot.
Good job of answering by Minnesota. They spread the floor, Corey, and they allow McBrayer. They set the high ball screen, comes up with McBrayer going to his strong or his left hand. He comes off shoulder to shoulder, and Arkansas State not able to recover, but a nice answer offensively by Minnesota.
Now McBrayer will shoot the 30th free throw attempt tonight for Minnesota. 3 of 4 at the line. Something that Richard Pitino brought up to us today as Akeem Springs returns and Murphy with those 4 fouls comes out. And he said, with our team, getting to the free throw line has not been a problem. They're averaging almost 28, 29 free throw attempts per game. So what they've done tonight, 30 attempts, isn't unusual.
And it's for a couple of reasons. They've attacked off the dribble consistently because of the added confidence of Mason and McBrayer. And they also have someone, when they want to, they can throw the ball inside to either Lynch or, in some situations, Kerr.
McBrayer up to 17. And the lead is 7. Thomas, the floater, short. Curry, great position inside for the rebound. Now it's Mason off the crossover, strong take, and couldn't finish. Play continues. It's Bouger the rebound.
Bouger's done a really good job on the window for Arkansas State.
Carter, couldn't go, but there's Bouger right on cue for the follow.
And Corey, Bouger's been doing this. He's been saddled with 4 fouls for quite a period of time. What a lift off the bench he's providing.
He's not letting that 4-foul number impact his play. As McBrayer slows it down, under 10. Shoot for Minnesota. Springs, good look for 3.
Misdirection. One good turn deserves another. We saw Arkansas State do it. Here Minnesota returns the favor because they have to honor the left hand of McBrayer. They shade their defense that way, then they kick it back to Springs.
Springs with 12. He hasn't missed from 3 tonight. He's hit all 3 of his attempts. Carter, no. Got it back. Rejected by Curry. Mason couldn't save it. It's normally Lynch, but Minnesota in the Big Ten, second only to Northwestern in shot blocks. And it was Curry this time.
McBrayer, misdirection, kick it back to Springs, and we've talked about Curry all night. This is the season of returns. If they see something you don't like, and Curry says, I'll have none of it. Minnesota up 8. At 30, then when the player from Arkansas State went up the block and they wanted to make sure they got the shot and the game clock correct.
So an 8-point game as play resumes. Thomas off the screen. Carter for 3 over McBrayer, way off, and Curry the rebound.
Strong 2 hands in traffic. Nice job by Curry, but I tell you what, again, an excellent set coming out of a dead ball situation by Arkansas State. This is a well-coached team.
Grant McCaslin, his first year, only 40 years old. Spent the last 5 years as assistant coach at Baylor.
He was a head coach prior to that at the junior college ranks.
McBrayer finds Coffey. No panic.
Nope. And McBrayer doesn't make that play, Corey, if he doesn't have his head up. Last year, he probably has his head down because when you're not confident of anything as certain as a dribble, you're not going to be able to see that confidence on display by McBrayer.
Sims trying to answer. Couldn't finish. Mason up the floor. He finds Curry. Underneath in traffic. He waited. Bouger with those 4 fouls.
Yep, it was 4 fouls. But how about the catch? And then Curry not panicking.
A 9-2 Minnesota run. As we wind down here at the barn. Carter. Can't hit. Springs the rebound. And the Golden Gophers 65 seconds away from ending non-conference play with a 12-1 record.
And if you're Mason, you have to keep the ball in your hands. You're a 76% foul shooter, and right now it looks like Arkansas State is just going to try to play out the possession.
Springs with 7. And his first miss. 3 tonight up the floor. Carter got ahead and lays it in.
Beautiful pass.
And Grant McCaslin's going to call a timeout. 10-point game, 41 seconds to play. We'll step aside as well. Minnesota by 10. Timeout here on BTN. King is here tonight. Now playing overseas professionally, and what's to come for Minnesota? Big Ten play. It begins Michigan State twice, the first 5 at Purdue. We'll have that here on BTN New Year's Day. Northwestern, Ohio State, and again Michigan State. I think it's going to be a telling stretch for the Gophers. Great non-conference start, but how will they perform? How will they start, Sean, in league play is key?
And especially when they go on the road. Only one true road game against Florida State in the Big Ten ACC Challenge.
McBrayer adding to another solid night. Under 30 seconds to play. McBrayer with 19. Sims for 3, and it goes. Team Springs is fouled in the backcourt.
And a smart play by Springs. He inbounded it to Curry. Then he goes back and gets it. Not that Curry's a poor foul shooter, but you'd far rather have a graduate transfer in this situation than a true freshman at the line.
Springs at the line, shooting 2, 3 of 4 at the line. Minnesota has missed 10 free throws tonight, making 11. And as soon as we are done here, we're going to take you right to Madison for game 2 of our doubleheader. Wisconsin and Florida A&M. How about the travel from Florida A&M? Played last night.
Planes, trains, automobiles, probably a dog sled to get from Birmingham to up to Madison.
Here's Boucher inside. 8-point game, 10 seconds, and Springs is fouled again. Hall play with 9.7.
You know, you hear some grumbling from the fans. It's an 8-point game. But if you're Arkansas State, what you're trying to do is instill a level of confidence that we're going to fight all the way to the end. You know, it's an 8-point game. It would take a miracle of miracles for them to pull this game out. But they're going to compete all the way to the end. And you saw the coaching staff. That guy has done an outstanding job with this team. I've been really impressed with a lot of the sets they've run, especially coming out of dead ball situations.
Springs now with 14. Wisconsin, Florida A&M coming up next. Spins out. 6 seconds. This is Lindsay. 3.7. And McBrayer will not be fouled. That'll do it. And the Minnesota Golden Gophers will enter Big Ten play 12-1, winning tonight 82-75. That'll do it for us from the barn. For Sean Morris and our great crew, happy holidays. Corey Provis saying so long. Coming up, it's game 2 of our doubleheader. Wisconsin.